Welcome to a perfect day for tennis. You're watching Chris Evert and Pam Shriver. Loosening up, getting ready for the U.S. Open Championship. Chris Evert on the left, Shriver on the right.
Virginia, it seems to me that that's just exactly what Chris would like to have happen right now, is to rally a little bit, get some feel. She's the one that's going to improve as she gets loosened up and really gets the groove. So I would think that Pam would be better off rushing her just as quickly as possible.
I agree. I thought there was a classic Chris Evert point. She likes to get her opponent pinned into the backhand corner, and they'll eventually get tempted up to come into the net, usually at Chris's request, and then she can lob or pass them. Chris has played solidly right through the tournament, but I don't think she's ever felt totally happy with her game on this faster surface. I think everybody's probably struggled a little bit.
Game, Evert.
That'll make it 1-all. She is 6 feet, but not quite tall enough for that.
This is double break point for Chris Evert.
Game, Evert. 2 games to 1.
Congratulations to Billie Jean King, who has just joined us.
Thank you.
Mixed doubles champion, as well as a member of the women's doubles championship team of yesterday with Martina. Billy, you've been down there playing earlier today. How much, in effect, how much did the airplanes bother you?
It's not so much the airplanes as much as the wind that keeps changing directions all the time. And the court slants quite a bit, so it's difficult sometimes to know whether the ball's going to land in or not. You're running downhill or uphill depending upon where you hit the ball to.
They hit liners. Game, Evert. 3 games to 1.
Pam had said yesterday that she would not feel any pressure, that she didn't think she'd be nervous. Billy, you've been there so many times. She said that.
I'm still nervous at 34.
Don Candy, her coach, was saying, I've been talking to him all through the tournament, and he had such a nice big smile on his face. He said that she felt that against Martina, she played just as well as Martina at times, and so she reckoned that Chris and Martina were much the same class of play, and so she really hoped that she could produce that same stuff today. But I think she is very much afraid of Chris's reputation and her game.
I would think you have to be.
Just a little tyke, 6 foot tall, weighs about 140. I asked her before the match because everyone says she's 5'11". That was probably 2 years ago when she was only 14.
I have to believe she's going to grow some more.
That last serve wide is probably the serve she should serve at least 60 to 75% of the times to Chris, to get Chris off the court so her first volley doesn't have to be that good to have a chance to win the point.
Games are now 3-2. Point.
Pam's going to find out what kind of shape she's in, because Chris will just keep running you side to side and up and back. Chris feels if she doesn't get her first serve in, that Pam is going to follow that second serve to net.
Game, Evert.
4-2 Evert.
Leads 4 games to 2.
That's a good serve.
40-30.
Chris is going to need a step ladder to get to that one. Bounces so high because Pam Shriver's so tall.
DEUCE. Advantage, Shriver.
That one didn't.
Woo! That was a lot of smoke behind that serve.
Evert on the right, Shriver on the left.
Chris Evert showing Pam Shriver it's new balls.
Take your seats, please.
They change every 7 and 9 games.
Pam Shriver's going to have to come up with a good game to break back. She's dropped her serve on her second service game at 1-all. And if Chris can hold on to her serve, that was just what she needed, an early break.
No, 15.
Chris just missed that passing shot. I think the new balls might just help Pam a little bit. They have a tendency to get extremely light on this surface. You don't have too much control over them.
15-all.
It's the largest crowd ever to watch a tournament match other than Davis Cup. Get it back to DEUCE.
This is a long game. I think probably whoever wins this game is going to have a big advantage throughout the match psychologically.
Advantage, Evert.
I think Pam thought the ball was out. I think some of the crowd did too.
From here it looked as if it hit right on the line, and sometimes you get a little skid with the ball off the line.
Pam signaled good to Chris. Generally the players do communicate and tell each other what they thought.
Advantage Evert.
Oh, hello! Half net on this. Watch her as she turns and doesn't even look at the ball, looks up, then turns around. A little ballet for us.
It's the shot you can sometimes come up when you're game point down, but can you ever come up with that when you need it to win the game?
Out. Advantage, Evert.
There's a good first serve by Chris Evert, making Pam have to move to her right and really reach. Would you like to know what Chris Evert's thinking right now?
Yes, I would.
This is not her style. She's so consistent, very rarely makes errors, but she's also a human being.
That's 3 double faults for this game.
It's the strangest thing I've seen for a long time. I don't know whether the wind's moving around and she feels that she's against it and had to go for a big one there.
Look at that determination on Chris Evert's face. She's going to fight back harder than ever. Pam Shriver should slow down and make sure she's concentrating. It's so easy to start rushing at 4-all, especially when you break back after a long game. Watch Pam fall it to net again, and she cross-courted Chris where she had to change directions again. And of course, had all that court to the backhand side. That time, Pam really did fool Chris by hitting behind her.
40-30.
Wide to Chris's forehand. That's what we've seen all day. It's been very effective. Chris is thinking, I've got to get this return lower, keep the ball in play, make Pam Shriver hit the ball.
The last few, she's been lucky to get the racket on.
She gets it back somehow, some inspired play. She reaches the body, but it wasn't good. She's getting a little of that inspiration that comes at a tight point when the adrenaline's really flowing.
That makes it deuce.
So when the ball hit, had backspin on it.
Advantage,
of course, Chris could not reach it. Had no momentum behind it. In fact, it had backspin, so it almost bounced back towards the net. She's won a point. She's won another point, hitting the ball right at Pam Shriver, and then, of course, a drop shot. A lot of variety to this game.
40-15. Shriver leads 5-4 first set.
played that game like a champion.
9 games all.
Syringes then.
That was just wide.
15-14.
Good attitude. She went for it. Break point, it's a big point for both of them. Pam taking a little extra moment there to try to make sure she's concentrating to get her first serve in.
Game, Evert.
He leads 6 games to 5.
It's a nice prize for the winner. Not a bad one for the runner-up today. The women's prize money is equal to the men's at this tournament, which is tremendous.
No, 50. Ball was out.
It was out, it was very close, and there's an example of that very good lob of Pam Shriver's, well missed.
Pam Shriver, 16 years old. She's going to McDonough prep school just outside of Baltimore. And she's got to be there tomorrow morning. She's taking 2 years of school in 1 year so she can start playing tennis full time.
It's 15-30. It was out, and it's double break point for Pam Shriver.
Chris broke serve in the first game, which is exactly what one hopes to do if you've just had a close first set. So rather spoils the effect if she loses this game.
Still break point. Service break right back for Pam Shriver.
Game,
She is
Shriver.
even at 1-all in the second
1 game
set.
all.
Take another look at part of that point, and you'll see that Chrissy getting out wide tries to go for a drop shot, I think really because she was in trouble anyway. Came back looking for a ball down the line and was outsmarted by 16-year-old Pam Shriver. So we come back live. It's 30-all, 1-all second set. Chris Evert has won the first set, 7 games to 5.
Just thought that serve was wide. She looked at the lines person. Not happy, but wants to keep her concentration.
did look a little wide, but on the other hand, it had so much spin on it that it might have skid right through the line and ended up on the other side.
He warmed up with Chris Evert today. He flew in so he could be here to watch the match. He's the player coach for the LA Strings.
Good smash, though the lob wasn't too deep. It was pretty high. Take another look and you'll see how Pam gets to the net, makes some good volleys, but couldn't get it away from Chris. Now Chris comes in and picks off this volley with Pam out of position, carefully plays it into the opening. So we come back live, it's deuce. The big serve, the first serve, Pam Shriver is her largest weapon. It's what really caused her upset of Martina Navratilova. I think you could take advantage of this second serve, Billy, if Chris wanted to, because she doesn't seem to have a lot of pace on it, and oftentimes it's not too deep.
And actually, it's almost an American twist like you used to back in '55.
How do you know? You weren't even born.
I used to watch you play when I was a youngster.
But don't you think it might be a good play, again, to try to...
Absolutely. The ball's bouncing high, gives you time to move forward and into the ball.
And you get hit down into the court. So Pam Shriver fought and fought. We'll take another look. Look at that backhand overhead. Now what Chris had thought would be a hard enough volley into the open court, but instead the long reach of Pam Shriver got him there. It's 30-love.
There's Chris going to net, Tony. Like we were saying earlier, she should force the issue more often.
Right, and when she does want to come in, she takes the ball a little earlier. She gets it higher in the bounce. When she's standing back, she sometimes lets the ball drop back down and really, I think, takes away some of her aggressive play. Chrissy Evert has gotten even at 2-all.
Pam is getting a lot of side spin on that serve. It's one of those serves that is so effective if you get the full spin on it, and if you don't, it flattens out and it becomes almost against you. It puts you in a terrible position if you slightly miss the spin.
Good volley by Chris Evert. It's 30-all. And it's break point for Evert.
Pam was a little slower getting in there.
She didn't get it as wide as she wanted to either. And when you're going for that wide serve in the deuce court, you don't get it where you want it. Don't get it wide enough. It opens up your court. So Chris Evert has broken serve. She leads 3 games to 2. It's 1. double break point for Pam Shriver. We'll take another look.
15-14.
Pam takes a short ball, and here she comes. Chris didn't get that forehand cross court as far as she wanted it. Now we're back live. That was the first serve of fault, 15-40. Pam Shriver trying to get even at 3-all in the second set.
Supposed to be going to your left. You weren't supposed to be standing there waiting for me to hit my backhand volley down the line. Wrong guess.
Still break point. That's a good forehand. The approach wasn't real deep, but boy, under pressure, Chrissy really made a darn good forehand. That's out. Another break point for Pam.
Chris knows she has to get her first serve in, because Pam will probably try to attack if she does miss her first serve.
Pam Shriver has broken back.
Pam's volley is good when it's at a little distance from her. She hits it well out in front and very effectively.
Very effective lobbing by Chris Evert. That's her favorite lob. Forehand down the line lob.
Onto your backhand smash, which has got to be the hardest shot for anybody to hit.
If you're right-handed. I think that's why Martina does well, because she's being left-handed. Generally, it's an overhead for her.
And those kind of points have to take a little something out of Pam Shriver physically. She worked awfully hard on that point and ended up losing it. Good smash. Chris took a second look. She knows that ball is awfully close to the baseline. It's 30-all, 3-all second set. Women's singles finals, the U.S. Open Championships. Chris Evert has won the first set, 7-5.
Not much you can do, Tony, when they have that big a first serve. Chris did well to get in position to play that ball as well as she did. Of course, Pam was right there at net.
The return of serve was just wide. She leads 4-3 in the second set, 30-15.
Seems as if it's difficult to keep the ball in from Pam Shriver's side to the other side.
Because of the wind or breeze.
It looks as if it is.
Good shot by Chris Evert.
She'll raise her game a level.
Well-placed volley that time by Evert.
40-30.
I think she concentrates more or better when she's in this kind of a situation.
Champions always do. When you're in this kind of situation, it's 4-all. Now, you know that you're going to have to raise your game a level to stay even with champions.
Fine shot. just as Billie Jean King said, championship shot by a champion under pressure is now deuce.
That's what separates the girls from the women.
I think it's so vital whenever you 40 love up to try and win that next point. How many games does one lose when you think you've won it? Good point.
Chris anticipated that correctly.
Advantage.
Still too good a volley by Pam Shriver.
Volley was wide. And again, it is deuce. Pam wasn't timid about going after that high forehand volley either, was she?
She really goes for that. Tennis is a game of inches.
And it's now break point for Chris Evert.
Don't you feel as if she served too many serves to the forehand? Of course, Chris is guessing her right.
Yeah, I think she'd be smart also to serve a few straight at Chris instead of going wide all the time, of course. Got to mix it up some. Chris Evert, he leads 5-4, will be serving for the match.
When she was coming back, she was telling herself to come over the ball on her forehand.
Oh, it's dangerous, and it's now double break point.
Non-percentage shot, especially standing on the baseline. Very rarely do you see Chris Evert make that mistake. That's called a mental error as well as an execution error.
Double break point for Pam Shriver, and I would be very surprised if Pam doesn't come right in behind this return. Excellent backhand up the line under pressure, but it's still break point.
I think you're going to have both going for you. Keep Chris honest.
And it's now match point for Chris Evert. And no matter what happens, you've got to give Pam Shriver a tremendous amount of credit.
Absolutely.
That's out.
Still attacking Pam Shriver. Very gutsy effort under the circumstances.
You bet. And she made a good approach shot. She had some pace on it. She didn't pray it into the court. That is wide. And again, break point for Shriver.
Not responding. What a fighter in Pam Shriver.
And we're back to deuce. Chris Evert has been getting her first serves in these last few points, not hitting it quite as hard, but spinning it to make sure she gets it in to keep Pam from attacking right off the bat. Point. Pam Shriver fell down in semi-mott fatigue. The crowd loves it.
Advantage, Evert.
What a tactician in Chris Evert.
Match point for the second time. It's long.
Yes.
Definitely carried that forehand.
Chris seems to have got a little bit careful. When she's down the game point, she makes sure she doesn't miss it, but I thought she might go for one when she had match point.
And again, match point for Chris Evert. This is number 3. Chrissy sort of looked up to the sky and took a deep breath, saying, wow, let's get this one.
Knowing Chris Evert, she will.
Oh, it's pressure time. Short approach shot. There it is. Game, set, and match for Chris Evert. 7-5, 6-4. Mrs. Evert, so happy for Chrissy, and rightfully so. And wherever you are, Mrs. Shriver, be equally happy for your daughter, Pam. A super job. Just listen to that ovation from this full house.
Chris Evert for the 4th year in a row. 1978 United States Open Women's Champion.